Good day, dear friends. Good day, and for today's sermon, I want to ask you a question. Very, very simple question. Very, very simple. Where do you get your information from? Now, let me stop you right there, and let me ruin my own exercise by asking you what it is you should be thinking. What you should be thinking is, well, what do you mean information? Remember, always ask people to define. It depends what is kind of a thing. But what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? How do you define information? And recently, if you will ever spend an appreciable amount of time with us, you will invariably find that I will oftentimes, in a social setting, I will ask you questions more than I will tell you things. I will ask you questions. And my favorite subject, if I'm near younger people, and younger is anybody younger than me. Older than me, I'm not really interested in. Because let's face it, who cares? Younger. And the first question is, where do you get your information? Where do you get we call it news. Where do you get that information? Where? If somebody tells me, well, Fox News, thank you, have a nice day. I know where this is going. I don't have to talk to you anymore. I understand. I understand completely. I understand what you think. I understand what you act. I understand. I know the routine. Thank you. And Newsmax, double, because Newsmax is the USA Today for conservative news. Kind of this no shisa bumper sticker obviousness. And OAN, I don't even know if they're on anymore. And then there's Right Side Broadcasting, which are good for live event, but that's about it. I don't know. Breitbart, but that's more of a news kind of a website. But in terms of, let's start with like TV, cable. I'm going to tell you something, and I want you to understand it, and I want you to commit this to memory, and I want you to forever recognize this as being true. If you want to understand what the world is going on, specifically regarding the other side, you're not going to understand it watching Jesse Waters or whatever. You're just not. You're not going. You're going to get that version of the, whatever this popular thing is. You're going to get the, and it's good, but to watch it differently. If you want to find out what the left is thinking, ask yourself, who is the left? Who are these people? Where are they? Here's one for you. Where, now this happens, but where are these John Waters dystopian drag queen public library dance parties where children's minds are warped and permanently disfigured by virtue of this? Where are they? Oh, there are some places. Oh, I know that we've seen this. And where do you learn this? Libs of TikTok, blah, blah, blah. But how ubiquitous? Have you ever seen one? No. Have you been to one? No. Do you know anybody whose kids went to one? No. But they exist. Oh, they exist. But now, here's the most important part. And listen to me carefully, because this is one thing that our side doesn't do very well. We don't listen. You've got to spend some time sampling CNN, MSDNC, ABC. Just sample. Don't commit it to memory. You're watching the wrong stuff. And you're going to say, wait a minute. Are you telling me to watch CNN? Yeah, not too much. Why? You don't know how to phrase your approach. You don't know what the other side is thinking unless you listen to the other side. Simple. You don't know what they're listening. We're going to be talking about this today. And I'm going to tell you something which nobody is telling you. I just listened to some of the most stupid interview. I thought to myself, okay, let me see. Let me look at this Fox Nation. Let's see what Tucker Carlson does. I've told you. It's the only one even worth listening to just to see. Let's see what the subject matter is. Say, oh, they got these. They have interviews. Okay. Now I'm a tough act when it comes, or tough audience when it comes to interviews. Believe me. And who was it? Kirstie Alley. Boring. Sad that she passed away. Sad. Boring. Mike Tyson. Some guy who does comic YouTube parodies about male swimmers. Interesting, kind of good. Not exactly Mort Saul, but good. And here's another typical person who says, I never really was a Christian until I saw the birth of my child. Then I said, you didn't know? Let me get this straight. You had no affinity, no connection to Christianity until you saw your child. Nothing got your attention but then. Okay, well, better late than ever, I guess. And people, fantastic. There was a little segment about, and by the way, remember something, write this down. 90%, and I'm being kind. 90% of all interviews are a waste of time because of the horrible nature of the interviewer, who believes that just having somebody there is interesting. You don't understand. Today my guest is Sylvester Stallone. Isn't that interesting? No. In fact, it's the worst thing to do. What do you want to have Sylvester Stallone on for? Because he's Rocky. We know about that. What are you going to ask him for? I don't know. I just saw something I was listening to. I like my physics stuff. I kind of like this. And I came across something. It was an interview between Lex Fridman. Dear God. Oh my God, what is that? It's the worst thing I've ever heard. And Brian Greene, who is this pompous, arrogant. He knows a lot of stuff. If he's doing a presentation, he's doing, but not in an interview. And Neil deGrasse Tyson, his ego cannot contain. And the worst of the worst of the worst, when it comes to the whole physics things, is, and I never forget, I think it's Lawrence Krauss. Lawrence Krauss thinks he is the funniest, coolest, smartest, always slamming religion, always slamming God. Look, I've got questions about it, but don't, people who are of faith are not crazy. There's nothing crazy about it. So this is where we are today. This is where we are. So anyway, so during the course of this thing, Tucker was talking to this Kirstie Alley, and he never asked, you're Scientologist, aren't you? Yeah. Now, do you know anything about Scientology? Absolutely not. You know nothing about them. Believe me when I tell you this. You know nothing about them. Have you ever studied them? No. Well, why not bring them up? Well, I don't really want to talk about. Well, why not? Well, because... Well, you think they're a cult? You think Scientology is a cult? Do you? Well, ask her. You want to talk about that? Well, I don't want to be mean. It's a waste of time. So everything you're talking about is the usual stuff. And so what I'm saying is, you're watching things that merely reflect. Here's the it reflects that which you want to be true. It validates your own world. It never challenges you. You need somebody to constantly challenge the way you think. Challenge your perspective. Have you reconsider? Maybe you've been carrying this thing around for a long time. Do you do any spring cleaning when it comes to ideology? No. No, you don't. So where do you get your information? Okay, here's one for you. As you know, I've told you this before, on January the 14th, I'm going to be doing this wonderful show at the Cutting Room. Cutting Room, as you know, is one of these premier New York venues. And they always love to make New York out to be this place that, it's just this crime hellhole. Yesterday, Mrs. L and I happened to be, had some friends visit us, and they said, we want to go see Rockefeller Center in the Tree. My heart sunk. I was like, oh my God. Rockefeller Center. Okay. All right. Maybe Radio City. Oh my God. Oh God. What's the matter? I said, you have no idea how many people are there. You haven't seen these many people. And they're from a town where they kind of know a little bit about it, but if you've ever brought somebody to New York who's ever been around crowds, they have no idea. So we brought these people. I said, now just wait. And we're turning at 6th Avenue. All right, there we go. There's the tree. Oh my God. I said, now it was kind of later in the afternoon. Look how many people are here. And you hear voices and languages. I said, wait until it gets a little dark. Sure enough, at dark, when it was absolutely a sea of humanity. Okay, why do I say that? Because they always want to say, yeah, but there was a stabbing in New York. Yes, but look at this. New York is just blowing up in terms of humanity. And it's back. We also went to a place, I don't want to plug it, but it was the closest, it was like old New York. It's back. So I want you to come visit us on January the 14th. And tickets are available. I put them right there because I am telling you, I don't know what this thing is. But this is still, I don't care what anybody says, you can say whatever you want, is still the coolest, as kids say, place on the planet in terms of all the stuff that is here. Enough said. January 14th. Are there drag queens in the schools? I don't know anybody whose kid says, is the weirdest thing? My kid had to go to a drag queen school. And I do know that there are sometimes, I knew of a case of certain gender politics being infused into the classroom, but most people don't. So where is the news you're getting from? Are they talking about that on CNN? No. Are they? Do you think the people on CNN do they want that? Well, is Joe Biden clapping for this? Does he want this stuff in schools? No. Well, if you watch Fox News and libs of TikTok, God bless them, they're great. They make you think this is everywhere. Let me show you another one. You're gonna love this one. I was listening to, again, there was some comedian or somebody who does these things on YouTube or whatever, and he pretends to be like a woman who is on a swimming team who's a man. Anyway. And this is the same fellow who says, I never really understood about God till I had a baby. Okay. I dig. All right. But then he said, and the first thing because I'm a Christian now, and the first thing that communists want to do is take away religion. That's the first thing communists do. And Tucker said, oh, you're absolutely right. Communists. Okay. Is that right? Well, historically, yes, but let's keep going. What about totalitarians? You ever see a totalitarian regime do that? Do you ever see that? You ever see, how about a person who uses a religion during totalitarian? You want to go into certain Muslim countries? You want to go to Indonesia? You want to go to Arab Emirates? They're very religious. Yeah, but wait, that's that. Oh, but they're not. Wait. No, I meant Christianity. Oh, I see what you meant. See, there's no further, because you have this kind of this Fox News mentality. Oh, of course, yes. But you never have somebody say, well, let me ask you a question. Hold it, since you talk about this. And let me tell you my experience. We know a lot of people from China. Real Chinese. Not people with Chinese names, but people who accents, the whole bit, who came to this country, obviously for reasons, probably because they didn't like the government. And they have people in other countries, or excuse me, they have parents, what am I trying to say, at home in their countries. And they're loving it. They're not crazy people. They're living in communist regimes. They don't know anything about the Uyghurs. They're retired at like in their 40s. They're happy. They have no interest in coming. They can leave. They don't want to leave. They're doing their thing. Now, how do I know? I don't want to go to China. But do you mean to tell me all these people they don't know what you're talking about with lynchings and... But that's the way people thought about America. So I go back to this. Where is your... what do I say? Where is your information from? Hang on one second. Let me close down a couple of things here. You know, life's like that. Sometimes you got to know when to close things down. Okay. I talked yesterday. We had some folks that we know, and whenever there's young people, I said, where do you get your information from? And one said, well, I look at my phone or whatever, news. Okay, that's good. And I'm not saying, well, that's not news. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't make people sound. By the way, are we buffering here? Hang on a second. Are we buffering? No, I'm not. I'm asking. How are we doing, by the way? Are we buffering? Are we lagging? Yeah, please refresh. Let me see. Are we doing this? Yeah. Honey, can you do me a big favor at your leisure? Would you just grab me that code? Be very careful of that. We have that thing in there, but you know that white little Ethernet? That might help. Sometimes we're... Okay, hang on. Yeah, watch that thing. Hang on a minute here. Hang on a minute here. Sometimes it works, sometimes... There we go. Sometimes it works, sometimes it... Let's see if this does anything. Let's see if this works, my friends. Check 1, 2, 3. We'll give it a shot. Let me see. Okay. Is that any better? Anybody at all? I love when people say, oh, you're being sabotaged. Well, it must be something you're saying. No, we're going through a very, very, very serious problem with some local internet stuff, and it has nothing to do with that. And I know you love it. And that's one thing, that's what's great about you, and you got to watch out. You love to always think like, well, I know what's happening. No, that's not it. So anyway, we're back. So my question is, I've asked people growing up in this house, did you ever see lynchings? No. Did you ever, we remember the Klan? No. Well, what do you think about it? He says, they're not from around here. So how do you know the truth of what you're seeing? How do you know anything? And the only way you're going to find something out is if you go to other people and find what is happening there. Now, very quickly, let me tell you something right now. That, as you know, especially with, oh my God, with these, yesterday was so cold, I thought I was going to, well, die. With the world getting more and more dangerous with each passing day, it is time to make sure that your family, what are you doing? Sounds like we have jingle bell. It is time to make sure that your family is prepared for food shortages. And that's why My Patriot Supply, listen to me, is going the extra mile right now to make sure that your emergency food is as affordable as is humanly possible. And that's why they're taking $250 off their 3-month emergency food kit, which is the minimum your family should have. Now, if you haven't figured this out, you're not paying attention. Because with these kits, they provide delicious, easy-to-make breakfast, lunches, dinners, drinks, and snacks for one person for 3, count them, 3 solid months. Get one for each member of your family right now while you're able to save $250 during this timely sale, which ends soon. Remember, My Patriot Supply is the nation's largest preparedness company, with millions of families already protected. These 3-month food kits are in stock and ready to go. Your order comes fast and free and arrives in unmarked boxes for your privacy. So go to preparewithlionel.com. Preparewithlionel.com. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I provide to you and I submit. Preparewithlionel.com. Do it now while you can and while you are able to. And we thank you. And there is the link. And you can always go to the information section of this. Go to YouTube, and right there is all the links that you need to keep aware of what's going on. Okay. Beware of something. And I want you to go out there and learn this. I want you to know how to navigate this world. I don't want you to sit there and be a part of the left or the right or whoever these people are, and to realize a couple of things. Number one, you have an inherent sense of morality and truth in you that if you just let it come through, it will speak to you. And it's not because you're an American. It's not because you're a Christian. It's not because you're born in this country. It's because it makes sense. Let me ask you something. If I saw people, if there were people right there, and you saw somebody abusing a little dog tied up to a stake, this little dog, Jack Reacher, the second, I love the new guy. But there's this one scene where there was this dog and it was tied up and there was no water. And anyway, Jack Reacher went crazy. And he's going to kill the owner. He's going to kill him. And you would say, you can't do that to a dog. You can't do that to a dog. You can't do that to a little dog. Why is that? Stop. Is it because you're an American? No. Is it because you're a Christian or a Jew or a Muslim? Can an atheist believe this? Yes. If an atheist sees a dog being beaten up, will the atheist say, it's okay? Why? Well, I don't believe in God, so I have no morality. Yeah, beat the dog. What the hell? I don't care. No, he wouldn't. I mean, they can. So can others. What about a Buddhist? Buddhist is an atheist. Well, technically. So what is it? What is it that makes you react the way you do? Is it because of the way you're taught? Is it because of your religion? No. I'll bet you those PETA folks would agree with you 100%. You can't do that. Wait a minute. You agree. So why do you do this? Because you have an inherent sense of morality. It's inherent in you. It's not taught to you. We were at a restaurant yesterday, and there was this baby screaming, and there was a little kid who looked up and said, like, that baby's in trouble. The adults were like saying, shut that kid up. But the kid, the older, said, I recognize distress. And this was empathy. The child was being empathic. You didn't have to teach that kid. It knew it. Why? It's an inherent sense of goodness. And that goodness is destroyed through our teaching. You think that religion does that? No, of course not. Now, let me tell you how the world gets complicated. As we're talking of this and as we're discussing this, and I know people who actually believe they want to leave significant swaths of their fortune to animal shelters, which is because they love animals, these poor animals. So I ask them this question: why do you eat animals? You kill them. You have contract. I saw what you had. You had bacon this morning. Do you know what these pigs have to go through? These swine, this what would it be called? Porcicide or porcine mass murder? Do you know the horrible conditions in there? And don't tell me, pigs are very neat. They're very smart. They're in their own waste, and when they hung up and they were what are you doing? And you have pig ears and skin and chicharrones, and How do you make a distinction between this and this? That's moral relativism. My favorite subject. Well, that's different. What do you mean that's different? Well, that we've all, and then we make stuff up. This is why humans are so great. We just make stuff up. Well, you see, forget the Bible. Why do you do it? Well, because maybe when we were hunter-gatherers in the first, we just hunted because it was either that or starving or we didn't know any better or whatever it is. Please, that's not mankind was meant to do that. Why? Isn't it funny how we do this? Joe Rogan has this thing he puts on Instagram. Look at all this elk I'm eating. Look, I'm eating elk. Okay, beautiful. I've got no problem with that. Why is that okay? Well, that's different. Why is it different? Why is it elk? I've got a dear friend of mine who's watching right now who hunts deer. We need deer. We need deer to be. You can't have deer. If you're driving in Jersey and parts of New York, these deer are walking out. I'm serious. They're going to get killed and they're going to kill you. There's too many of them. How do you tell me that that dog, nobody's going to kill that dog. Nobody's going to eat that dog. Nobody's going to do anything to that dog. That dog's fine. Dog's being mistreated, but that dog is not going to be made into bacon bits or whatever. This is what humans do. That's the study. Not this goodness. Not here's my documentary on Christ. The funniest thing I think I've ever heard. Dear God. Christ for dummies. Let me just narrow this thing down. You probably didn't know about this, but you got to come to me, and you know who I'm talking about. Anyway, that's what's fascinating. So what does the left think? What's going on? What do you want to know about Donald Trump? You want to listen to him on what? Fox? No. You listen to what they say about him. Because Donald Trump is not going to be able to figure out and by the way, he's done. Like it or not, sad to say, but we have to call that patient. That time, that era is done. Let me put it to a test right now. Is Donald Trump, not as a human being, not as a historical relevant person, not as a great human being, not as a great influence, not as somebody who was transcendental and revolutionary, but is the political career of Donald Trump over? Meaning he will never be on a ballot again. He will never be elected again. Yes or no? Push 1 for yes, 2 for no. It's a very, very simple question. Remember what the question I'm asking is. Not do you like him, not was he good, not was he great, not did you vote for him, not that you would vote for him. I'm not asking you the question. The question I'm asking you is simply this. Is it done? Is it the time has passed? It's a new country. It's a new... Remember, not you, not what you think, not what you think, not what you wish, not what you hope for, not what you wish could be, but do you honestly believe that there is a situation that exists where Donald Trump could win his second term in office? And there's another question. I'm not going to get to that. Would the country be better off? Would they let him do anything? If you believe that Donald Trump will ever be allowed by the Republican Party, that he'll get the nomination, because if this election denial is big, it also works for if you think that the Republican Party wants to go, that they like him, they don't even like him, you're out of your mind. I want you to bring in, we have our patient. The patient's in the bed. The patient is happens to, you're a very famous doctor, but this particular patient has to be your beloved aunt or aunt. And your aunt is in bed, and you're saying, this is terminal. She may have a week, maybe a couple of days. I don't even know. But this is what the truth is. Now, if I ask you the question, doctor, what saith you about the patient? Well, I love her. I didn't ask that question. Doctor, you're an expert in this. Is Mrs. So-and-so, she was a wonderful part of your life and you love her and this kills you to say this. My question to you is simply this. Can you divorce yourself from the reality? Can you? Yes. Do you think that after he has been through all of this, that he will ever be able to have a cabinet, a Senate, a Congress, an intelligence agency? Do you think he would be able to get the right people, the best people who would be willing to subject themselves to 4 years of this, to work next to him? Somebody who wants to be their chief of staff, somebody who wants their entire legal career and political future to be destroyed forever, who want to be Giuliani or whatever. Do you think that? If you think, oh yes, absolutely, you are demented. And you've got to get off of Fox News. And Fox News doesn't want him either. And Newsmax doesn't want him. Chris Ruddy doesn't want him. Nobody wants him. You're not paying attention because you're stuck in this bubble, this world where you want things, you wish, you hope, you dream, you whatever. You're nuts. And the issue is not whether this is fair. No. Is this correct? No. No. Do you want to argue? You know, and you have to understand history to even recommend this. Richard Nixon was one of the greatest presidents, but he could not survive this thing. And they knew this. And and he had, oh my God, Kissinger, he had people. See, this is where we are. We are in a world of infantilism, where our politics is, yes, because we're right, and yay, and so, no. You have to go to a boot camp, remove yourself from this, and go cold turkey, because your sense of perspective is just degenerated. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry to say this, but it's true. Your sense of reality has been so affected. If you honestly think in this MAGA and this, it's a different time. It's different. You're also crazy if you think Ron DeSantis is going to make it. No way. That is the standard. How do I say this? That is the perfect example of somebody who is peaking too early. Now, somebody who's not peaking too early, the great Mike Lindell. I love this guy. Sorry. He's not running for office. He says he might want to be a part of he might want to maybe lead the Republican Party, but no. Mike, you do what you do best. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. And by the way, the number is, if you'd like, right there, 800-645-4965. This is it. And he is a force to be reckoned with. He's somebody who certainly can enjoy his position in life as a, oh my God, look at this. If you go to mypillow.com, because it changes all the time, put in promo code Lionel. Look at this. The body pillow and that's a great thing. $39.99. This is incredible. Look, the 3-inch featherbed topper, the duvet covers, the Giza Dreams pillowcases. As low as $39.99, $9.99 with promo code Lionel. How about couch pillows? $39.98, $19.99 with Lionel promo code. This is incredible. He's out of his mind. Look at this. Oversized bath mats, which are very nice. You know what they're also good as? Towels. I know you don't want to go there, but just trust me. $39.98, $9.99 with promo code Lionel. So you go there and check this man. This guy is, you know why also, aside from having a tremendous product in the slippers, so more than anything else, he drives the enemy crazy. And I will forever love him for that. I will forever love him for that. It's just that simple. By the by, I want you to do me a favor. This is the Lynn's Warriors newsletter. Please, there's the link right there. Sign up for it. Do it. Do it and do it now. This is very, very important. Also, the Lionel Nation newsletter. Are you signing up for this one? Are you aware about this? Oh, this is a good one. Oh, people say, do you have to read it? Yes, you have to read it. Do I have to read it? Yes, read it. All right, here is sign up for the free Lionel Nation newsletter. Brilliantly crafted, surgically brutal, and barbaric in its truth. That's why all sides of the political dingleberry hate it. So there you have that. There's so much information. Because like I'm telling you, and this means more, I want you to be able to think. Not what you know, how you think. I want to change your perspective. I want you to get intel. Watch these people. Watch a little CNN, not too much. See what MSDNC, see what they're saying. Listen, you don't know how to answer people. For example, everybody's saying, Putin wants to reconstitute the Soviet Union. No, he doesn't, but I wouldn't have known that unless I listened to somebody on CNN. And by the way, you can forget Fox as far as that goes. Forget Fox when it comes to Russia. Forget Fox when it comes to any kind of election denial because of the Dominion. Forget anything involving positive regarding Trump. And they are trying their best. This is interesting. If you're interested in this, Tucker Carlson is like this invading element or virus or something that the immune reaction, they want to push him out. They can't stand him. It's just, he doesn't play along with them. He doesn't say the same thing. He talks about UFOs in the most childish of ways, but still, they want him out. So if you want to get into that internecine battle, you do that. Remember, I'm going to say this again. I want you to listen to me. I don't care what you think. I care how you think. I want to know, I'm interested in how you come upon your ideas. That's all. You can think whatever you want. I don't care about that. It doesn't matter to me. It's how you do it. And two people can agree on something and have the most ridiculous ideas. If you say, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump because I think he's the best and make it great, that's wonderful. I'm going to vote for him. Are you going to vote for him? Yes, I am. Why? Because the aliens told me. Well, you technically agree, but this second one. So don't look at what people are saying. Look at how they formulate their opinion. How did they get that? And you will go forever far. Have a great and a glorious day, my friends. Thank you so very much for what you do and what you appear to do. We'll see you tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And until then, remember these noble and glorious words. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Ta-ta.